spielen jetzt What Remains of Edith Finch. Und wir brauchen eine dicke Triggerwarnung. Das Spiel enthält Darstellungen von Tod, Suizid sowie den Verlust von Kindern und Babys. Außerdem werden psychische Erkrankungen, Alkohol- und Drogenmissbrauch thematisiert. Harter Tobak heute. Ihr müsst bitte selber entscheiden, ob ihr das euch heute anschauen wollt oder nicht. Oder ob ihr lieber das mit einer vertrauten Person zusammen anschauen wollt. Und wir haben im Chat angepinnt die jeweiligen Seelsorgenrufnummern für Deutschland, Österreich und Schweiz. Und die werde ich dann im YouTube-Video auch in die Infobox packen. Passt auf euch auf, wir schaffen es zusammen. Ich habe auch ein bisschen Angst und mich das ein bisschen arg triggert. Ja, das werden wir mal sehen. Ich habe ein bisschen Respekt, sagen wir mal so. Okay, wir starten jetzt. Wir sind hier auf einem Schiff. Und wir haben einen gebrochenen Arm. Edith Finch. Dürfen wir es nicht aufmachen?
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning with the house.
Wir erleben die Geschichte aus dem Buch. Okay.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Mhm. Imagine, du wohnst in dem Haus da hinten und musst immer hier vorgehen, um die Post zu holen. Ätzend. Ultra ätzend. Oh mein Gott, ätzend.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Mhm. Das ist eine schöne Kette. Das ist ein Verlobungsring? Sind wir schwanger?
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
No trespassing. Hier sollte man ein Geländer hinmachen vielleicht.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
The Finches. Gehen wir da runter? Darf ich jetzt entscheiden, wo wir lang gehen? Oh mein Gott, ich weiß es doch nicht. Hier sieht es eher aus, wie wenn man mit dem Auto hier lang fahren könnte. Also wir gehen den Fußweg. Unten lang. Da sind Rogi.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Mhm.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something but never do.
Findet ihr Wälder unangenehm? Ich finde Wälder sehr heilsam und beruhigend. Ich habe da letztens mit meinem Psychologen auch drüber gesprochen. Und ich habe ja gefühlt Angst vor alles und jedem. Und dann hat er mich gefragt, wie ich zu Wäldern stehe. Und dann habe ich gesagt, ich finde Wälder einfach geil. Ich kann, egal mit was für eine Mental Fog und mit welchen Ängsten auch immer, gehe ich im Wald für eine Stunde, gehe ich durch den Wald spazieren und danach geht es mir gut. Und dann hat er gesagt, das hat er jetzt nicht gedacht. Weil er findet Wälder auch unheimlich. Ich finde Wälder richtig beruhigend, richtig, weiß ich nicht. Wälder sind super. Missing. Milton Finch. Milton. So kommen wir zum Haus. Jetzt will ich wissen, was auf dem Weg noch war. Ein Bambi! Das ist Bambis Papa. Ich finde Wälder gruselig, aber ich dürfte auch nie vorlaufen im Wald, weil ich sonst geklaut werde. Wer soll dich denn klauen im Wald? Ein Bär. Gibt's ja nicht bei uns. Ein Eichhörnchen. Oder ein Hirsch. Oh, da ist der Baum umgefallen.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Ach so, zoom an. Mhm. Das wird mir immer gesagt. Crazy. Ja, mein Psychologe hat auch gesagt, dass viele Leute scheinbar Angst haben. Und dass er sich wundert, wieso ich keine Angst habe, weil hinter jedem Baum könnte ja jemand lauern, aber... Weiß ich nicht. Da kommen mir nicht so vor, als wäre da hinter einem Baum sich da Leute verstecken. Weiß ich nicht. Es gibt ja auch die Theorie, dass Leute sagen, sie haben Angst, allein im Wald zu sein, aber hat man nicht eigentlich Angst, nicht allein im Wald zu sein? Naja. Also.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Das ist ein seltsames Haus. Warum hat es da so einen Turm? Was ist da? Ein Drache? Das sind noch mehr Milton Finch Missing Posters. Mhm. Okay.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Der Milton.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Mhm. Sieht aber cool aus. Die Geräuschkulisse. Im Wald meinst du jetzt? Ja. Gibt's einen Doggy? Natürlich, nicht nochmal.
Used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Nicht nochmal den Schlüssel irgendwie probieren da in der Tür.
The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years,
Eddie, Dawn, Louis, Milton, Edith.
I felt like I was home.
Die Katze hieß auch Dawn.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Edith. Ich bin Edith. Dawn ist die Mama. Eddie ist die Oma. Und Louis ist mein Bruder? Ja. Ja, also verstehe ich nicht so ganz, wieso wir jetzt gleich durch die Hundeklappe gekrochen sind. Ich hätte erst den Schlüssel nochmal
Like how
getestet.
after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Mhm.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Wenigstens werden wir nicht verhungern, wenn wir hier bleiben.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Aber wieso haben wir geleftet? Wieso sind wir geleftet?
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Edie heißt
It was
die
like a
Oma.
bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Stopp mal, wenn wir das ja geerbt haben, heißt es, nicht nur unser Bruder ist gestorben, sondern die Oma und die Mutter auch? So logisch gedacht jetzt mal. Und Milton ist missing.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Und Stefan Raab lächeln. Kommt man da auf die Veranda da draußen? In den Keller mag ich nicht gehen.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Milton. Er ist missing. Das ist mein anderer Bruder. Und wo ist der Vater?
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Was ist das für eine Tür? Das ist ja die Haustür. Oh Gott, ist das cool mit den Büchern.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Molly?
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Das ist cool. Einfach ein Walhai.
Louis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Mhm. Ich will mich erst noch umschauen, bevor wir da hingehen. Und auch gern so viele Bücher, ja. Oh Gott, hier die ganzen Wände voll. Das sieht so cool aus. Ich finde ein bisschen traurig, dass hier diese Bücher auch benutzt werden zum Fernseherhalten. Das finde ich ein bisschen traurig, aber ich finde es so cool, dass die überall sind einfach. Vielleicht würde ich die auch nicht am Boden hinstellen. Aber überall Bücher und so eine Fotowand finde ich auch richtig cool.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Barbara Finch. Das ist unsere Tante. Kommen wir in diese Zimmer irgendwie rein? Dachboden finde ich auch gruselig. Keller und Dachboden. Muss nicht sein. Sven, Hofstad, Finch und Ivy. Das ist die Oma. Gregory. Calvin. Sam. Wieso steht Sam nicht mit auf dem Schild? Menschen so viele Bücher haben, dass man sie schon als Möbel benutzen muss, weil man sonst keinen Platz hat. Ja, aber man hat ja Platz, weil hier, wenn du die hier schön reinmachst, da ist überall noch Platz dazwischen. Ich glaube, wenn man die ordentlich auf die Regale stellen würde, hier ordentlich rein und da oben vielleicht noch drauf, da müssten nicht so viele da am Boden sein. Und ich finde es auch ein bisschen gefährlich, hier die Bücher vor dem Kamin hinzustellen. So direkt so 20 Zentimeter neben dem Feuer, aber das ist nur meine naive Meinung. Da kann man die Hausmauer sehen. Was das muss, so no risk, no fun.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Hm. Hä, wie cool. Das ist einfach eine Tür, die in der Decke ist. Oder halt im Boden. Okay, jetzt gucken wir noch im Keller. Falls es geht. Und dann gehen wir in diesen kleinen Raum. Barbara.
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Weil theoretisch muss es ja noch so 2-3 Mal nach oben gehen. Durch diese Tür.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Der Schlüssel passt ja für die andere Sache. Ja, ich glaube, die Bücher müssten nicht alle am Boden oder auf der Treppe sein, aber gehen wir mal. Fenster
Reading
sind auch
this,
schön.
maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Molly. Ist Molly nicht die Katze?
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
Hat sie nicht gesagt, unsere Katze Molly? Molly Finch.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Mhm. Wir essen nicht das Hamsterfutter. Ich dachte schon daran. Nee, wir wollten nur reinschauen. Ein Seestern. Ganz schön düster, gruselig. Habt ihr Angst im Dunkeln? Brennmausfutter.
My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Schrecklich. Eingesperrt sein. Ganz schrecklich.
I kept eating and eating.
Die Zahnpasta.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Oh nein, die Arme.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Hä? Hallo.
I jumped and I almost got her.
Oh.
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Ich bin verwirrt.
Rabbits.
Armes Häschen.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Bigger?
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Wenn Haie sich nicht fortbewegen im Wasser, dann sterben die.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. now, I was hungrier than ever.
Mhm.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
It tasted really good. Wo ist sie denn? Ja.
I grabbed on tight, but I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What is happening?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Müssen wir irgendwas essen? Oh Gott.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. Passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh mein Gott. Das ist Fabis größte Angst.
I got closer and closer.
Dass durchs Klo irgendwie eine Schlange kommt oder so.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Sie hat sich selber gefressen.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
The Finches. Ah ja. Halt! Ich will den Stammbaum anschauen. Also Edith, das sind wir. Wir sind die Einzige, die noch lebt. Ach, das ist die Urgroßmutter. Warum sind hier Namen auf Blättern? Die also die Urgroßmutter von uns ist Idi. Ja, oder verbannt. Aus der Familie, I don't know. Und ja, also Dawn ist unsere Mutter. Und Gregory ist entweder... Nee, ist der Onkel. Das ist der Onkel. Oder? Gregory ist der Onkel. Und Gus ist dann unser Vater. Ist das möglich? Weiß ich nicht. Einer von beiden ist unser Vater und der andere ist ein Bruder. Und Barbara ist dann... Keine Ahnung. Das verwirrt mich.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
Wieso würde die Mutter aber die Türen versiegeln? Das ergibt ja keinen Sinn. Und das ist die Katze Molly. Ich will noch nicht. Ich will noch nicht gehen.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
Mhm.
Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Er schaut raus aus Meer. Okay. Und Wolle.
I
Und
spent a lot of
Leinwände.
time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
Die hat mir gefallen. Die Oma.
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Platten sind auch noch da.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Das ist das, was unten in dem Dings war. Sven Finch.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Grauenhaft. Pinker Fusselteppich. Im Bad.
The only trace
schrecklich.
Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
It was a pretty big trace.
Opa Sam hat Kay geheiratet. Mhm. Okay. Vielleicht wirklich auch geheiratet, die Blätter dann.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Mhm. Kurios.
Sven gave
Kurios.
Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Selten. Milton war auch schon da überall. Ist Milton deswegen verschwunden? Hat die Mutter ihn einfach verschwinden lassen, weil der das schon gesehen hat alles? Und deswegen
I
ist sie
knew
so
Grandpa
weird?
Sam had a twin.
Mhm.
And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Mhm. Hat ein bisschen gebrochenes Füßchen.
Sam, Calvin, dinner's ready.
Coming! But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Och nö.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Ach nö.
Calvin, I'm not gonna tell you again.
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up,
Ach nö.
then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt.
Ach nö.
I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Ooh.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Mhm. Ach so, und da ist er gestorben und deswegen. Ist er ja nicht mehr gewachsen.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Verstehe ich aber. Cool.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd
Das
obviously
habe
been
ich
built for
gesehen.
smaller hands and bellies.
Hier. Diesen kleinen Zwischenraum hinter den Büchern. Mhm. Milton. Siehst du, der war hier. Der war hier überall, der Milton. Nee, ich nicht.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Ich hätte nicht gern so Zwischengänge. Das finde ich hart gruselig.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Nee, nicht in den Keller. An der Stelle maybe nochmal Triggerwarnung. Oh.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Nee.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Nee.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Nicht die Musik, nicht der Meyers. Nee.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And there he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Können wir bitte nicht Meyers Musik machen? Ja, natürlich ist er weg.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Ding dong.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Ja, schrecklich. Zu vergessen, dass die Musik kommt.
Edie
Und das
told me
ist
all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was.
voll gut.
Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Das war schlimm. Oh, ich hab Gänsehaut. Mein Arsch hat Gänsehaut. Bob Street. Das war schrecklich. Die Barbara.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Mhm. Und wenn wir jetzt... Achso, da steht kein Bett mehr. Tschüss. Da dürfen wir nochmal lang.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Boah. Okay. Kein Hackfleisch hassen dazu Hacker. Dieses Schlüsselloch passt nicht zum Schlüssel. Es war ein dünner Schlüssel. Nicht so ein alter Schlüssel. Das passt nicht. Guck, das passt nicht. Das passt nicht. Ich will nicht in den Keller gehen. Das ist eigentlich kein Horror-Game, just saying. Ja, doch. Doch. Ich bin froh, dass Tag ist. Dann habe ich nicht so viel Schiss. Wenn.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Er hatte sich die Finger abgesäbelt. Der Opa Sven.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Mhm. Und da
I
ist der
thought maybe she
Kühlschrank.
was hiding presents.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Mhm.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Danke, Patten. Guck.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
Grape Jelly. Peanut Butter. Erbsensuppe. Cerealien. Tasty Beans. Da könnte man hier Propangas. Hier können wir eine Weile überleben. Wasser. Noch mehr Bohnen.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Aber was ich jetzt so festgestellt habe bis jetzt, dann sind die alle nicht recht alt geworden. Wenn du dir das mal anguckst, hier 10, 16, 11. Eins. Das ist nicht unser Papa dann. Sven ist der... Sven ist der Mann von Edith. Dann ist vielleicht Sanjay unser Papa. Nee, die waren alle nicht so alt. Wieso sieht er so alt aus mit nicht mal 50? 53.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything. Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped.
Oh, just shaking.
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Mhm. Mhm. Noch weiter runter.
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me, Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week.
Wie wär's, wenn wir
I'd be happy with one new day.
von den Schienen runtergehen?
I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Hat er sich das hingemalt? Ja. Er hätte von den Schienen weggehen sollen.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
Schienen ist gleich gefährlich, ja.
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Schienen gefährlich.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else.
Ich sag, Milton lebt.
But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
Makaber. Da noch einen Zug draufstellen. Wow. Wow.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Kommt eine neue Theorie. Wir gehen ja... Oh, knack. Wir gehen ja durch diese Tagebuchsachen und so weiter. Mergen wir ja in die Person. Und am Anfang auf der Fähre war ja jemand, der Edith Finch Buch gelesen hat. Ich glaube, das war Milton.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Ich glaube, das war Milton. Weil wenn sie kann ja nicht in ihre eigene Geschichte reinschlüpfen,
But
glaube
I
ich.
thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Wollen wir schwimmen gehen? Schon cool, aber da.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Was ist das für eine Säule, die da kaputt ist?
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
Niemand hat nach Calvin mehr geschaukelt.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
Maybe.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Uff.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Das ist gar nicht das OG-Haus, oder was? Und er schaut das Haus an. Mhm. Und mit dem Buch weg.
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Milton.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Mhm.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
Müssen wir jetzt uns eigentlich kümmern um einen Grabstein für die Mama?
But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Ist schwanger. Mit 17.
Knock, knock, who's there? Me again. Still wondering why you're not naked.
Du mich erschreckt. Hast du mich erschreckt, du alter Pinöpel. Oh mein Gott. Oh, oh. Oh, oh Gott, bin ich erschrocken, heilige Scheiße, Tobi. Oh. Danke, Tobi. Für 64 Monate, danke. Und hallo, oh mein Gott, hast du mich erschreckt. Ich bin, oh mein Gott, das war schrecklich. Bist du wenigstens auch erschrocken, Patti? Oh, Tobilein, wie geht's dir? Schrecklich. Trinken, Patti? Trinken, Tobi? Trinken alle, die da sind? Gut geht's. Gut. Und dir? Auch gut. Gut. Patti, wie geht's dir? Wir sind alle brav. Alle brav. Ich muss ein bisschen mehr trinken heute. Zack. Okay. Wir gehen jetzt weiter. Ich gucke hauptsächlich in dein Gesicht für Reaction. Warum?
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Ach so, ja. Ich verstehe. Ich verstehe mittlerweile. Habe ich das gestern schon gesagt? Ich verstehe mittlerweile, warum ihr mein Gesicht in manchen Situationen lustig findet. Ich glaube, ich kann es jetzt nachvollziehen. Das ist ein Bär. Manchmal macht mein Gesicht irgendwie Gymnastik.
They were both pretty intense.
Katze. Eichhörnchen.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Mhm. Aber ist ja auch ein Hobby, so Tiere ausstopfen. Habe ich mir sagen lassen. Kay ist die Frau von dem Sam. Oder war die Frau von ihm. Schöne Ente. Finch.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Mhm. Dann schauen wir mal rein, was er so erlebt hat.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
Kann ich ranzoomen. Ah.
What?
Zack.
Perfect.
Kapiert.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey, language.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Wir machen Fotos scheinbar.
Definitely should not have.
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Wir machen schöne Bilder.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a
Dad!
good eyes, Don.
Bambi.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination.
Boom.
Let me get behind you.
Deinen Sohn verlieren? Nee. Ich bin noch der Papa, also der Opa.
Don, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Und da war sie ganz alleine als Kind im Wald mit einem toten, mit einem toten Hirsch. Und dem Vater. Okay. Was würdest du in so einer Situation machen? Ich hätte keine Ahnung, was ich machen müsste. Im Wald hast du wahrscheinlich auch, also... Hier. Es gab nicht mal Handy. Mein Gott, der war auch nicht alt. Guck, der war nur 33. Ich bin 33! Park Ranger, ja, aber wie findest du den? Boah. Kein Plan. Ich war richtig aufgeschmissen. Ich glaube, ich würde erst mal heulen.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Oh Gott. Jetzt kommen wir wieder in einen Kinderbereich. Gregory, oh nein, er war 1 Jahr alt. Nee, du. Nee. Gregory ist der 1 Jahr alt war. Nee. Da müssen wir nachher bestimmt hochklettern.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Ich meine, Frösche und Enten sind auch lustig. Ribbit.
Things over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Nein, das ist noch nicht das Horrorgame. Apropos Horrorgame. Wenn ihr Vorschläge habt für das Wheel, dann bitte in Discord in den Feedback-Vorschläge und Umfragen-Kanal reinschreiben. Dann mache ich ein Wheel und dann drehen wir das. Und dann machen wir einen Termin aus. Yes. Es gehen auch mehrere Vorschläge natürlich. Ah.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Das ist cool. Ah, da oben sind noch mehr.
Whatever it was, he saw.
Der Wal.
It sure made him happy.
Nein, Wal, du musst richtig rum sein. Ja.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy.
Ist er ertrunken?
But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it.
Er ist ja erfroren nach dem Baden.
I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Er ist ertrunken. Ach nee.
She could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything.
Er ist jetzt der Frosch.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Schrecklich. guck, er hat sogar den Frotschi in der Hand. Oh Mann. Baby Bubble Bonanza. Seine Lieblingsspielzeuge sind da im Battle. Das war hart.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oh, das ist eigentlich so nice.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Mhm.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
Er wurde nicht vom Blitz getroffen.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Ach, und da ist ein Drache.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Sanjay ist unser Papa. Das habe ich predicted.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Und alles in den Thunfisch stoßen.
And to see kids in the house again.
Milton.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Mhm. Aber wer hat es dann gebaut, wenn der Opa nicht mehr da war?
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last.
Mhm. Eine Minischule.
The beginning of the end was
Milton.
Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Ach, das aushielt.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Mhm. Milton. Milton. Das ist cool.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
So die. Ist das ein Daumenkino im Daumenkino?
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Ich glaube, der lebt. Ich glaube, der wohnt in seinem Painting.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Mhm.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room. Except Louis.
Ist das wohl Marihuana? Pass auf. Auf. Er wohnt in einem Boot. Mit Tür.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Mhm.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Wie Tobi.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it.
Dürfte auch auf den Videospielen, habe ich gehört.
He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
And Wache.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Komm ich an das Lagerfeuer.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannon. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor, and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a
And Princeton.
Beautiful prince. The prince was on his own quest for
rainbows.
Radiant rainbows.
Oh.
He followed the sound of his
harp.
Silver harp.
Dieses Boot zu lenken ist ganz schön schwer. Und zeitgleich noch die Fische köpfen.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Es beschreibt ja so gut diesen Trott, den man hat.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker.
So tut man die toten Fische dann ein.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Haben wir den Häcksler?
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him. His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
I need a huggy. Oh, I need a huggy. Das ist ja schlimm. Puh. Geht ja auch anders noch. Anders auch noch weiter. Nicht hier rein. Okay. Wir dürfen da nicht mal lang gehen. Dann gehen wir hier lang.
On the way back from Louis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Mama war Lehrerin.
Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Ich wollte gucken, beziehungsweise ich habe geguckt, wo die Bilder fehlen. Nur bei der Mama, bei der Uroma und bei dem Uropa.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
Hallo Leon.
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
Ich bin bald heim und kann aktiv schauen. Kein Stress. Beim Stress.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Not okay. Three of the Finches. Edith Finch.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Wieso bimmelt die
When the
Boje?
fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. For a while, I wondered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
Ich verstehe immer noch nicht, wie die Boje bimmeln kann.
I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Das ist gemein.
I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
Aber es war ja Ebbe.
We
Da war ja
both tried
keiner
to
so.
make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Und Milton.
Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Hä? Vielleicht war es doch nicht Milton. Aber wieso ist Edith jetzt gestorben? Verstehe nicht. Oh, das ergibt Sinn, ja, bei der Geburt. Das ergibt Sinn. Mhm. Ja, das dachte ich mir schon. Puh, das war ganz schön heavy. Das hat mich mehr mitgenommen, als ich gedacht habe. Auch wenn ich nicht so ganz verstehe, was manchmal passiert ist. Es war schon, ist schon ein gutes Spiel. Sind es die actual Bilder von den, also die actual Kinderbilder von den Leuten, die das gemacht haben? Das ist ein gutes Spiel. Mhm. Es wirkt noch. Ich glaube, ich brauche gleich erstmal einen Moment. Puh. The End. Die Option Geschichte wiederholen steht jetzt zur Verfügung. Wähle Edith, um von Anfang an zu spielen. Okay. Boah. Das war schon schlimm. Aber schön, aber schlimm. Danke, dass ihr es mit mir mitgemacht habt. Und danke, Patti, für den Vorschlag.